Now, back to that story we started talking about, and at least one person has been killed after a policeman drove into bystanders at Atico Junction near Kanishi. The policeman, who was driving a Toyota Vitz vehicle, is said to have been pursuing an errant trotro driver when he tripped over a mound and veered onto the pavement, ramming into the people. Joy News is learning that the body of one of the victims, identified only as Abna, was completely decapitated. Manuel Kranting of our security desk has been on the ground following this gory story, and he now joins us live. Manuel, what exactly are you learning about this incident? Walk us through how exactly this took place.
So, Benjamin, I'll just start off by saying that the details of this particular incident are quite gory, and viewers would, accordingly, of course, advise regarding that. But essentially, what we've learned is that this police officer was driving a Toyota Vitz taxi vehicle. We're told that in the course of driving, there was an errant trotro driver that he was pursuing.
Right.
Driving on top speed, there was a mound just around the Atico Junction. After running over the mound, he skied off the road, drove into the pavement that separates the service lane from the main highway. Knocked down one person on the pavement, and then knocked down a second person in the service lane, and then also veered off into the pavement on the outskirts of the road and ran into a lady who were told she was bagged at Atico Junction, was just sweeping to set up for the morning. The vehicle ran into her, crashing her into a tree. From what we're told and from pictures and videos that we have seen, her left leg was almost severed from her body, and other parts of her body decapitated also. And so essentially, the left side of her body, which received the impact of the vehicle, was close to being shredded. And at that point, we're told by residents there that they fear that she had already died even before she was taken to the hospital. The other two people who were victims of this incident were told are receiving treatment. One is currently in a critical condition, and the other who sustained what is being referred to by our sources in the police command at Odoko MTTD as minor injury, is also responding to treatment. And so that's essentially what we've learned about this particular incident that we're reporting on.
That must have been some top speed that the police officer was riding at. But and I believe you've spoken to those who were around the area, eyewitnesses. What else did they have to share with you about what had ensued, resulted in this gory accident?
Well, so Ben, from what they say, and in fact from what we have seen on the ground, this particular spot is prone to accidents. Essentially, there's a portion of the road which is in a terrible state. There are deep gullies and potholes on that stretch, and so for a lot of even the commercial vehicles which are supposed to be using the service lane, they do not use that. They use the main highway because that portion of the road is totally deteriorated. And so they say that if that portion of the road had been fixed, for instance, a lot of the vehicles which ordinarily should not be running at top speed just because they are in the main highway would have used that part. But all of them are now forced to use the main highway, which now has made one of the lanes there also receiving a lot of pressure because all the vehicles are using that. And that's how come that mound is generating over there and, throwing off a lot of the vehicles that ply that route. So they have essentially been calling beyond the speed investigations that they want the police to embark on and serve justice in this particular matter. They want the road also to be fixed, refurbished, so that an incident of this nature does not recur.
Have you been able to interact with the police? What have they told you so far? And the police officer in question, where exactly is he now?
So, Ben, what our sources at the Odoko Divisional MTTD Command tell us is that this officer is with the Accra Region Police Command. He is a corporal. Of course, they will not divulge his exact name to us, but we're told that he is also in quite a state of shock and is currently receiving treatment. What we are told is that the Toyota Vitz vehicle, which is at the center of this particular incident, ran into a tree and also, had a degree of impact, which also affected the policeman who was driving it. And so he's also receiving treatment. We're told that investigations have been launched into the incident to unravel the remainder of the details and, of course, to assist them in prosecuting where necessary.
Manuel, thank you very much. My colleague Manuel Kranting from the Atico Junction around Kaneshie.